Welcome back to my channel. So today I have a video for you guys, and I'm sure you guys can tell by the title that this is going to be a review on the new MAC Pro Longwear Nourishing Waterproof Foundation. You guys saw me talk about this foundation. It was like a first impression of it in my fun summer talk through video. I think that's what it was called. I saw it online, I read about it, but I do have two shades of the original Pro Longwear foundation, which is the only foundation that I use from MAC at this moment. And for years I sworn off MAC foundations until I discovered the Pro Longwear foundation, and then that was just one of my favorite foundations ever. When they launched this one, to be honest, I saw it, but I was just like, okay, what's the difference between this one and the Pro Longwear? I went to MAC and picked up the foundation, and you guys could tell by that video, because it was my first time using it, that I fell in love. But the more I wear this foundation, the more I love it, you know? The first thing I want to mention is that this foundation, it's so tiny, right? Like, it just looks so small. It is 0.84 fluid ounces, where a typical foundation is about a full fluid ounce that you get. But the good news with that is that it is slightly less expensive than your average foundation that you might purchase, say, at a department store or, say, Sephora. Compared it to, say, NARS foundation, this one is $32 US and $38.50 in Canada. And I think for the NARS foundation in Canada, I think that one is about $48. So you get less product, but it is also slightly less expensive. On the website and in that video, I read what it said online about what it's supposed to do. It's waterproof. It says that it can be used as a foundation or a concealer. It says that it can be worn for 24 hours. I guess if you really need a foundation to be worn for 24 hours. It says neither rain nor tears can budge this oil-free, waterproof product that actually repels moisture from the surface of the skin. And it says it blends seamlessly, gives you medium to full coverage, and a natural satin finish. It doesn't specify here like what skin type it is meant for, but based on the description of this foundation, you can tell that it's more geared towards, you know, oily skin. I'll say too, with this foundation and with most foundations, I find the same thing when I reviewed the NARS All Day Radiant Luminous Foundation. One of the big things that was kind of like a big toss-up is, okay, this can be suitable for any skin type as long as you take care of the foundation of the skin before you apply the foundation. And this is exactly what I think this foundation is. If you are on the, you know, oilier spectrum of it, before you put this foundation on, I would definitely say go with something like this. This is the smoothing primer from Makeup Forever. They also have a mattifying one as well. But the smoothing one is one that I've seen be used by everyone. Whether you're dry or oily, you can always use this just to smooth out the skin before you go ahead and put your foundation on. Another favorite of mine is this one. This one is the Radiant Primer from Makeup Forever as well. I actually use this one a lot more than my smoothing primer because this one is very similar to the original formula in that it just gives me a nice canvas for my foundation, and it just has a peachier tone to it, so it kind of helps with discoloration as well. So if you are on the drier side, use a hydrating mist or something before you go in with the foundation. If you are on the, you know, oilier spectrum, go with a primer that is going to mattify you before you actually go in with the foundation. The foundation does give you a long wear. I mean, guys, every time I wear this foundation, I get compliments. Every time. Like, I remember actually going into MAC store and a lady looking at me like, I want what she's wearing on her skin. And that day I was actually wearing this foundation, and I felt so bad because she was shopping for a foundation and the girl was actually applying the foundation on her, and they were just all sold out. And I felt bad because, you know, when you're trying to, like, you know, you're trying to find something for someone, but what they actually want is not available, and this is what I was wearing. It's so beautiful. I mean, I don't get oily with this. I'm not particularly dry with it. And that is the thing that I absolutely love. It gives you, like, as I said, the nourishing, this is where I find where the nourishing comes in, because it doesn't make my skin feel parched. And I will say that even though I have normal to oily skin, the custom cover drops from Cover FX is so mattifying. I'm not sure why, but it's drying. It actually feels so dry on my skin. And say even my NARS All Day Luminous, it gives me like a very, I would say, a satiny finish, but if I don't say use bentonite powder or, you know, something like that within the next 5 hours, I do have to blot my nose. Sorry, I do have to blot my nose. But this one, I can wear it for all day and I don't have to blot. I actually do want to get another shade of this foundation, because one of the things that I found with this foundation, and you guys are going to see it live in the video, is that it oxidizes. I am regularly NC45 in most every MAC foundation. I can just pick NC45. This one, it is slightly more orange than I particularly like. Orange looks beautiful on my skin tone. However, it's just a slight dark. It's just a little bit darker than what than my actual skin tone. So it really does oxidize. Like, as soon as you put the foundation on, you can see that it applies one color. Give it 30 seconds and it will turn a darker shade. I've tried, because I am trying to get another shade of this foundation, I've tried to I've gotten samples of the NC42 and the NC35. I've used the NC42 in that original video to see if I can use it as a concealer to highlight the inner portion of my face, but it wasn't bright enough to give me that highlight. So I ended up getting the NC35 and I tried it today. You guys are gonna see that in the video, and it's not giving the highlight. Like, you guys are gonna see that once I even blend the foundation in, it almost oxidized to my skin tone. And this is NC35. And I'm not saying that I can use this all over my skin, but once it went on the NC45, it gives me, like, you guys could even see now, it gives me almost like a 1 shade or a 2 shade difference from the NC45 to the NC35. This is what the 3 shades that I have look like. So this one is the NC45, this one is the NC42, and this one is the NC35. The shades of this foundation is what exactly you would expect from MAC. They have 16 shades that is there to fit most skin tones. So it goes from, I think, NC15 to NW50. I know there are people that are probably deeper than NW50, but as I said, the foundation does oxidize. So even if you're on the, you know, like very deep end of the skin tone spectrum, try the NW50 and see, because more than likely it will oxidize to your skin tone. The foundation does have a natural skin-like texture to it. It does look like skin. It doesn't look like you're wearing foundation. It just gives you a nice even base. One of the things that I love about this foundation, and I think that's what attracts people, it just literally blurs imperfections on your face. I do have a lot of creasing in my, I wouldn't say a lot, but they're there, you know. And I mean, I see them even more when I wear my NARS All Day Luminous foundation. That thing settles into every line that I have on my face. But I do have frown lines on my forehead, and I also, you know, I have them around my mouth as well as smile lines. This doesn't settle into them at all. Like, they smooth over it. And you know what, we are going to test this foundation today, so you guys are gonna see in a few hours how it looks, especially in these areas, because I am pretty much, I do that all day. I don't know, as I said, it's just my face. Like, I've gotten better with my forehead with not frowning, but I just can't. I'm gonna be talking and I'm probably gonna be smiling a lot today. Only thing I will advise you guys is get matched. Not only do you get matched, but I would definitely recommend getting 2 samples. So you want to get a color that they match you, or if you already know your shade from MAC, get that color, but then get maybe 1 or 2 shades, you know, lighter, just to test it to see if it actually is going to be your skin tone. I think that is it for all the information that I can share with you guys about this foundation. Now it is time for me to wear this foundation and for us to see how it actually wears on the skin. I'm gonna go to Sephora, and I think I'm gonna go to my parents as well for dinner, and then when I get back I will finish up the review, and then you guys could see what it looks like, you know, after being on my face for a few hours and whatnot. So yeah, that is the review for now, guys. I will see you soon. As far as it settling into my fine lines, when I look at myself in the mirror, I don't see my smile. I mean, I can see my smile lines, especially talking now, but if I don't talk, I can see them slightly now, but not so much. Like, I swear to you, my NARS foundation that I love so much, and I know I keep talking about it, but this is not about NARS, but I will compare it to that because it's probably my top foundation right now. Yeah, it probably is, except for the fact that it settles so much into my fine lines. This one, after 9 hours, still looks beautiful. Like, it still looks flawless even in my fine lines. When I was driving home today, I noticed that I could see the ones that are right above my brows a little bit more, but mainly the ones on my forehead I don't see as much, and those are the ones that I put my NARS foundation on. Within 5 minutes they just settle into those lines. This one, it doesn't do that. As I said, if anything, after 9 hours I can see them slightly, but when I look at myself I still see a flawless finish. Mind you, I'm sure you guys could see that, especially in the areas that I highlight, it is a little bit more dewy, and in this area I did notice that it became a little bit more dewy. I do know how to fix that. You know, I do know that if I do want to eliminate that completely for 9 hours, all I have to do is go in with this primer. I do know that, but once again, I wanted to make the foundation work for that and for you guys to see what it actually looks like. after wearing it for 9 hours without a specialized primer to help it along, if you know what I'm saying. So yeah, this is it. I am definitely so anxious to wash this foundation off. You have no idea. So once again, guys, this is the MAC Pro Longwear Nourishing Waterproof Foundation. I hope you guys do enjoy this review. Let me know what you think of the foundation if you're planning to get it. Don't forget to thumbs up if you do appreciate these foundation these foundation reviews. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video.